So when I had this experience that I'll be describing in just a minute, I knew by myself that I had to write a poem on it. And the lines, I didn't even have to think about them. They just started flowing into my head. I just had to give them a bit of a more refined shape. But how exactly? Well, that's what we've got in this week of the Poetry Challenge. Hi everyone, I'm Sanchit Batra and welcome back to the Poetry Challenge, where I write a poem every week and then record a video in which I recite it to share my joy of poetry with the rest of the world. So you see, this week I had an experience. How? Well, my mother happened to break her right thumb. I don't know if break is the right word to use, but basically it was paining and she couldn't use her right hand in and of itself. So while we could have ordered food for that day's lunch from somewhere outside, for the mere sake of excitement, I decided to volunteer and cook the rotis. Now, I volunteered quite excitedly, but by the end, I don't think that I had the same level, I had the same psych by the time that process was over. And that is because standing from a distance, it seems like a very easy job to sort of turn the dough into a circle and then cook it onto the tawa, and that's basically it, right? But when I actually carried out the different steps IRL, I realized what a nightmare it was. By the seventh attempt, mind that the seventh attempt, I could make a fairly fine roti, like a below average one. But this entire process gave me an appreciation for what my mother did thrice a day and did not sort of describe it as something special that she had done. How we had simply normalized this task that for me seemed like an achievement in and of itself. But anyways, that happened to make my brain click into writing a poem, and that is the theme for this week. Enough of blabbering, let's move on to the poem. So, a bit too thin, a bit too thick. The mere sight of it makes me sick. Is it raw on this end or left uncooked? Don't pretend. Oh, did it burn while you looked away? Can't you concentrate on the task? I say. Is this a chapati or a child's art? For I don't see a circle, not a single part. And by the way, did you happen to clean your workstation? Throw this away, this god-forsaken abomination. And so, saddened and let down, my mom throws that beautiful roti with a frown. Until one day she happened to hurt her right finger bone, and I had to make my roti on my own. How hard could it be to make the perfect all time best roti? And so I set out on this duty of turning raw dough into a culinary beauty. And then stuff messed up. It seemed like a disaster. Things went out of control faster and faster. Amateur as I was, inexperienced and out of profession, I made the actual gross abomination. Until I felt fed up, sorry for all these years. And then magic, she came to guide me through my fears. Surprised, jaw dropped, eyes wide awake, as I saw her do what I'd never make. For I then saw my mom, my mind almost blown, as she made all the rotis with her left hand alone. I then tasted its true beauty, for I now was able to see the skill that had been put through that delightful roti. And that poem describes the entire experience I had that day. I hope you liked it. If you did, click the like button below. This poem sort of attempted to describe one of my everyday experiences instead of an abstract thought, and I believe it was a good one. If you want to be notified every time a new poem comes out every week, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon below. Comment as to what you think of the poem and what your reviews are. If you want to participate with me and write poems yourself during the length of this year, do tag me using the hashtag given in the description below. That was me, Sanchit Batra. See you next week. Signing out for now.